Welcome to Marianne's Morning Talk. Today we will learn something as we are speaking with Westcon Group EMEA Education Service Director Dirk Debaut. Dirk, welcome to my Morning Talk.
Thank you for the invite, Marianne.
So Dirk, you have been working in services at Westcon in various roles for over 20 years and had extensive service experience even before coming to Westcon. How has the pandemic changed how you train people and their experience?
So we started with training within Westcon about 20 years ago. Now, 20 years ago, this was all instructor-led. And instructor-led training, that means bringing the delegates and the instructor together in the same room. So we've been doing that for years. Now, about 10 years ago, we started to change that model slightly. That means that we've seen that we got demands from customers who are further away from our locations, who are really need to travel relatively far or don't want to really have the hassle of coming to our offices. So about 10 years ago, we started with remote training, so opening our students to join our classes remotely. And I got an interesting anecdote. We had people from Greenland who wanted to come to our courses. They said, okay, for them, it would be a massive cost to come to our location. So this was one of the nice examples which accelerated that model. Now, with pandemic hitting us, we had to accelerate that model. That means that we moved from 5% being remote to 99% of our training being remote. Now, because we had that experience when we started about 10 years ago, that means that for us it was relatively fast to change that over a couple of weeks. So in all fairness, we were pretty much prepared for that. Also, our guys, the instructors, they have been on soft skill training to help them to deliver those kind of training, because we want to give those customers being remote the same experience as if they were coming to our classroom. Now, how will the new world look like? In all fairness, I think remote will be there to stay, but it will be more in a hybrid model. So hybrid model, that means that we will have students who will still come to our classroom because for them it will be easier. And we will have people joining in the same class remotely. Now we have the infrastructure for that. We've done the investment in our training room. So for us, it will be business as usual. But from the customer point of view, he will have the choice. He will say, okay, for me, it's easier to come to a Westcon location, or I will decide to follow the training from home.
This is really cool, and that we are already on that. So the Westcon Comstor Academy helps business and individuals increase their technical skills, learn the latest best practices, and earn must-have certifications, ensuring our customers have the skills they need to succeed. How many classes should the average employee take to enhance their skills and abilities?
Well, it's an easy question, but I wouldn't say there's an easy answer. It's not an absolute figure, you could say. You need to look at it a bit from a different angle. First of all, our vendors, they provide a new major release pretty much every year. Certifications only typically last only 2 years. So in essence, the minimum would be once every 2 years to make sure that you have the latest skill in-house. When you're confronted with a customer, when you're demonstrating a customer the latest technology, when you're implementing the latest stuff, you got to make sure you are current with the latest release. So that's why I would say a minimum 2 years, but in practice, the recommendation would be rather come every year in order to be the best prepared when you're going on customer visits. What I see in practice is that a lot of the delegates who come to our courses, a lot of the people who come to our courses, we see them twice a year, 3 times a year, because they have different technology under their belt on which they need to get trained. And as a result, I see also those people who come regularly to our classes, they become also personal friends with our instructors. So they really create a strong relationship between the Westcon people and the people joining our classes.
That is pretty cool. What are some cool classes of opportunities that the Westcon Academy offers that many people may not be aware of, or that they should know about? Because we do all the vendor trainings for all our vendors we have, but is there something we do in addition, what people do not know perhaps?
Well, we got a couple of best kept secrets, I would say, is that, like you were saying, we are known for product technical training, for pre-sales training. So that's where we got our brand in the market. But we want to offer our customers also a solution offer when it comes to training. So there are a couple of good examples. So people who migrate from on-premise to the cloud, they also need the knowledge on Microsoft Azure. They need the knowledge on AWS. We are also offering those courses to guide people. How do they make the migration from on-premise to cloud? Another good example is wireless. So wireless, it may sound an easy technology, but it's not. So in order to start your journey into wireless technology, we offer vendor agnostic wireless certification courses from CWNP. These courses are in fact heavily recommended by Ruckus, by Extreme, by Cisco to prepare a new individual to start their journey in the wireless world. So within security, we also want to give customers a view from a hacking perspective. We offer product training on how to best implement our security products, but we also offer courses looking at it from the, I would say, evil side. So what are the techniques that hackers are using? So we offer ethical hacking and hacking prevention training. So to see how would hackers work in practice. So these kind of courses gives an insight to the students on these techniques. These are very practical courses as well. So they can see in real life what kind of mechanisms they are using.
To be honest, Dirk, even for me, that were insights which I was not all aware of. So it's cool that we talk today in the morning talk about that. But Dirk, now I want to know something special about you. Is it a specific hobby that you have, or something what you did during the pandemic, what you have never done before?
What I've never done before? That's a good question, in all fairness. Now, I'm really a big fan on mountain bike. I'm not sure if you know that. So I try to do every year kind of an exotic trip. Now, I couldn't do that during the pandemic. So I'm really looking forward to do that again once we got back that availability. But yeah, in all fairness, something exciting I did during pandemic. I'm afraid I don't really have an answer on that question.
It could have been a new hobby, what you have done now, what you have never done before. So, but mountain biking is really cool and exciting. Mountain biking is as well dangerous, no?
It is, yeah, but I think you can concentrate on only one thing, which is making sure you get downhill, right? So this is for me a good way to clear my mind. In all fairness.
Oh, cool. Ah, super cool. So how much kilometers do you per year mountain biking? Do you know that?
Roughly 5,000.
Wow, cool. Thank you for being guest today in my morning talk, Dirk.